Last cycle, Chainlink went to $50. But can Chainlink go to $100 this cycle? Very doable because the whales are loading up a lot of Chainlink ahead of SmartCon. So we're going to look at Chainlink's price reaction to every single SmartCon conference. Because Sergey Nazarov, the founder of Chainlink, has been very busy, so this SmartCon pump might be the biggest one yet. Earlier this year, Sergey was at the White House speaking directly to Donald Trump, and the past month has also been a whirlwind. Here's Sergey on stage at CBOS. And CBOS is the annual conference organized by SWIFT, and SWIFT stands for the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. They're the group that tells banks how to communicate with each other when they move funds across the globe. And here he is talking to one of the executives from SWIFT, Tom Zash. And also this month, he was speaking at the Federal Reserve. They had their Payments Innovation Conference, and there you can see Sergey again. And even during the government shutdown, he's wandering the halls of Congress talking to politicians and other industry leaders. And this is why we're seeing whales accumulate Chainlink. They've almost withdrawn $200 million in Link from Binance. And this is all since the 10-11 market crash. So we're gonna go to the charts. We're gonna look at SmartCon. We're gonna see how it pumps every single time because there's a lot of stuff happening. And when you look at the exchange ratio or the exchange balance, exchanges are seemingly running out of Chainlink. You can see here, just over the past few months, the amount of Link, the balance on exchanges have been plummeting. And then just look at this recent move. It looks like they're gonna run out of Chainlink if it continues at this pace. Now, before we get into what SmartCon has done in the past and what SmartCon might do in the future, short-term price analysis here. This is on the 4-hour chart. We did create a inverse head and shoulders. I posted about this before the right shoulder had continued closing, and we do have a technical target here. You measure from the apex of the head to the neckline. That would give you your potential breakout target, and that takes us right to this turquoise line, which has been pretty important lately. You can see it was acting as support. You can also see it acted as resistance. This is earlier in the year. And if you go back to the Trump pump, November 2024, it was basically the first level of support after the pump. So $22 seems like a very, very strong short-term price target. Now, before we get into what SmartCon did last year, and the year before, and the year before that, one last chart I want to show you. So this is Chainlink priced in Bitcoin, essentially, at the end of the day, what we're looking at here. So Link priced in Bitcoin, and it's been in just a downward falling wedge here. This is technically a bullish structure here. You see the sellers are running out of steam. They're running out of exhaustion, creating, a very lower, just slightly lower low, slightly lower low, and then eventually the bulls take over. Now, there's a technical target for this. You can see, when they touch the bottom and the top of this range, it is this period right here. This would give us a potential breakout target. So this would take us to about 6,000 Satoshis, or about 60% of 1/10 of 1%. So, all right, well, we'll do the math in a second here, but you can see it kind of bounces and bounces. And right now we just hit the halfway point of this falling wedge. Last time we touched the top, came down, hit the halfway point, fake out. We end up touching the bottom. But if you go before that, last time we touched the top, came down, hit the halfway point, we shot up to the top. So, tried to do a breakout and failed. Right now, no clear direction. I'm leaning bullish, though. I'm leaning this does want to break out to the upside. And this 6,000 Satoshis puts us right in the point of control. You can see after we fell in 2021, this is just 3 weekly candles right here. Established this little bit of a range. You can see, weekly candles. This was trading in this range for a pretty significant amount of time. You're looking at 500 days, 497 days. Chainlink was essentially trapped in this range. 6,000 kind of takes us right into about the middle of this purple box. So 6,000 Satoshis, to me, pretty strong number. Now you see we also wicked up right to 10,000 Satoshis, almost exactly. That would be 1/10 of 1% of a Bitcoin. We're going in for 6,000, so a little bit less than that. So let's just do some quick math. Let's just say Bitcoin goes to, back up to 125,000. If we were to hit that 10,000 Satoshi level, that would be this number right here. That'd be $125 Chainlink. But again, we're going in for 6,000 Satoshis, so $125,000 Bitcoin. And then that would give us, we're multiplying this by 0.06. And we're looking at a $75 Chainlink. But I don't think Bitcoin tops at 125K. I think we could get to 150,000. So can Chainlink go to $100? I think it's very, very possible that we see a $90 Chainlink. In fact, I'd be kind of surprised if we don't hit $90 or $100. I want to give a quick shout out to L Bank Exchange. It is my favorite exchange to start trading all of the hottest meme coins and all of the latest altcoins. And over at L Bank, you can do spot trading or you can do futures, perpetuals trading, and we're going to have a link down below as well as tutorial on the top of our YouTube page. There are tons of features here on L Bank. They have 24/7 customer support, tons of volume, millions of customers, and they're serving over 200 countries. So go ahead, open up an account, deposit some funds, and start your trading journey. Well, let's talk about the SmartCon effect. That's why we're making this video here. So SmartCon 2025 is going to happen November 4th, November 5th. What happens to Chainlink around SmartCon? Or more importantly, what happens in the 30 to 45 days after SmartCon? So if you go to 2024, the green line is the first day of SmartCon. I posted it for the past 5 years here. You can see, this is you're going to see a theme here. About 42 days later, Chainlink would find a local top. Let's go to 2023. So I just get done saying, let's go to 2023. And we scroll here and you'll see SmartCon 2023. So we saw a local top 42 days later. Here we see a local top 41 days later. Now let's go to SmartCon 2022. Oh, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. Is it really? Found a little bit of a local top 41 days later. Now, this would be the most boring period of Chainlink's history. This is where it kind of traded sideways. This is the boring part of the 4-year cycle. But still, 41 days later, pretty interesting. And then we go to SmartCon 2021. Oh, man, I just can't believe this is happening. Not 41, not 42, but 33 days later. So, kind of within that realm. And then 2020 was, they had like a virtual conference, obvious reasons that one didn't go on. So you can see it in the charts. Chainlink pumps about 30 to 45 days after SmartCon every single time. We're about to have this SmartCon 2025 pop off very, very shortly. And when you see how well connected Sergey is, whether it's the president, whether it's Cebos, whether it's the head of Swift, whether he's at the Fed, he's shaking the right hands. He's having the right conversations with the right people. I think $90 might actually end up being FUD, folks. $100 might be FUD. Let me know what you think down below. Will we see a $100 Chainlink? I think the math certainly supports it is very, very doable. I'm DZ for Discover Crypto, and I'll see you in Link Marines at the top.